The legislation, which came into effect in August 2024, has faced significant criticism from legal minds. Attorney Jerry Edwin, who has been vocal on this matter, pointed out that the amendments impose stringent penalties and remove critical judicial discretion.
A number of lawyers have sat down, looked at this law, and its constitutional deficiencies are glaring. So we will be challenging that law on the disproportionate nature even of the penalties that the new law proposes, up to 40 years. A heinous crime like rape has a maximum offense of 30 years. Possession, mere possession, 5 years. To go as high as 40 years, disproportionate entirely.
One of the most contentious changes is the removal of a magistrate's power to grant bail for firearm-related offenses, transferring that authority solely to the High Court. Additionally, the legislation allows High Court judges to direct magistrates on bail decisions, a provision that has been labeled as problematic.
First, a High Court judge cannot, by law, instruct a magistrate. A magistrate, the magistracy is established according to specific statute. This immunizes the magistrate from instruction by the High Court judge. Yet the law, the amended Firearms Act, says in Section 3 that the High Court judge can, in effect, violate the laws that establish the magistracy.
Edwin intends to argue that these amendments violate fundamental rights enshrined in Grenada's constitution. As part of the application, the attorney will seek a stay or suspension of the law's enforcement until the High Court makes a ruling on its constitutionality. Edwin and his colleagues are particularly concerned about the impact of the amended act on due process and access to bail, which they argue are cornerstones of a fair judicial system. The amendments were introduced following a spike in firearm-related incidents, prompting the government to take what it described as decisive action to curb gun violence. However, critics like Edwin believe that the legislation overreaches and risks infringing on citizens' rights.
That law is patently unconstitutional. There have been young men who have spent close to a month at the Richmond Hill prison on a mere allegation, that they have violated the Firearms Act.
The case is expected to attract significant attention as it raises questions about the balance between public safety and constitutional rights in Grenada. Further updates on this developing story will follow as the legal proceedings progress. Reporting for GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.